Thanks to HubSpot for sponsoring the video. Data analyst, data scientist, or data engineer, which one is actually the most AI proof career? If you're choosing between these three roles, watch this video until the end so you can make the right decision. Yes, one of these roles has higher exposure to AI than the other. Over the last 12 years of my career, I have worked in all three roles: data analyst, data engineer, and data scientist, and I have seen it firsthand how AI is reshaping. AI is already changing how these jobs operate. So let's break it down which role is the most resilient. Here is the exact framework I'm going to be using to evaluate AI exposure. I'm looking at three main things. Number one is how repetitive and automatable the core tasks are. Number two, how much system level thinking the role requires. And number three, how much decision ownership the role holds. Yes, AI automates structured execution, but it has limits to ambiguity, trade offs, and accountability. The more your value comes from ownership and system design, the stronger long-term resilience. All right, let's start with the first role, data analyst. The core responsibilities of a data analyst is basically writing SQL, building dashboard, generating reports, and answering business questions. Yes, they work closely with stakeholders and translate data into insights. AI tools can already generate SQL queries, create dashboard, summarize trends, and draft written insights. Yes, a lot of these automations today are like very basic. They're not advanced yet, but we are heading in that direction. So entry-level analytical tasks are highly automatable. So if your value primarily is extracting and summarizing data, your exposure is higher. Now, where does this role hold strength? Yes, AI does not manage stakeholder expectations, so that's a big one. AI also does not decide which business questions matter the most. There is business context and domain knowledge, and AI does not align insights with shifting priorities. Senior analysts do influence decisions. They guide conversations and connect data to business actions. Data analyst has higher exposure at the entry level. For strategic analytics with decisions ownership, they are more resilient. So if you're considering this path, focus on learning how business operates and how decisions are actually made, because that's where you're going to shine with all the rise in AI. If you want a deeper breakdown of how specifically AI will replace data analysts and shift how data analysts work in the future, I have done a detailed video on this you can go watch on my channel. And if you want to get more out of AI in your data work, check out this free guide from HubSpot, who is also sponsoring this portion of the video. It's called Advanced ChatGPT Prompt Engineering, and it takes you from basic prompts to building your own systems in 7 days. Whether you work in data or tech, prompting is honestly one of the highest leverage skills you can build right now. The gap between average AI outputs and excellent outputs usually comes down to how well you structure your instruction. This guide takes you through a 7-day progression. You start with the mindset shift. So basically you stop asking questions and actually start designing systems. For example, instead of prompting something like summarize this data set, you would say you are a senior data analyst, analyze this data set for trends, anomalies, and business implications. Present your findings as an executive summary, key insights, and recommend actions. That small shift completely changes the quality of output. The guide also walks you through frameworks like ROSES, example-driven prompting, chain of thought reasoning, output formatting, persona design. And one of my favorite sections is the modular prompt system. You build reusable components you can mix and match for different tasks. By the end, you are not just writing better prompts, you are building your own custom prompting framework that fits your workflow. The guide is completely free. I'm linking it in the description below. Now let's talk about role number 2, which is data scientist and how AI is changing it. Typical core responsibilities of data scientists looks like they build predictive models, they run experiment, they do feature engineering, and forecast outcomes. They often work with statistics, machine learning, and operate in an environment with a lot of uncertainty and ambiguity. So what does that automation exposure look like? AI systems can generate modeling code, train models, suggest feature, and tune parameters. And if you've been working in the data science domain, you already know that automated ML has been here for a while and has become more and more accessible, because technically you can write a regression model with chatbot like ChatGPT, feed it your data and it will build the model end to end. It's as simple as like writing a simple prompt. So as a data scientist, your value is limited to training models and writing code. Your exposure increases. But there are certain areas where the role holds strengths. AI does not define the right business problems. Yes, I've seen it firsthand. A lot of the times, like business stakeholders and PMs would come to me and ask me random questions that are like not random questions, like but basically super ambiguous. I think I'm saying that word right. Super ambiguous, where they don't actually know what they're looking for. They seem like they're very confident, but they're actually not sure. So you have to like understand the business problem, understand the context, and actually most of the times I actually have to guide them through like different thing that they should be looking for, like different KPI, different data set, or different basically area that they should be investing their time in to solve the problem that they actually came to me with. So I basically have to like do a lot of calming through like back and forth problem solving with them to understand what they're trying to do so I can give them the right recommendation. So without the business context, AI cannot choose correct success metrics in a complex environment. Yes, AI does not determine what trade-offs matter in the long term. Experienced data scientists frame the problem like I explained. They design experiments and they translate results into action. So what does the AI proof assessment look like? Data scientist has moderate exposure. Executing is becoming easier and easier, but strategic thinking remains valuable. The deeper your involvement is in defining problems and guiding decisions, the stronger your resilience. In other words, it's time for you to become a PM/data scientist 2-in-1. And if you want me to do a full deep dive specifically on the data scientist role and AI exposure, let me know in comments and I'll do a deep dive video. And if you're curious how AI is actually changing day-to-day work for data scientists, I also have a detailed video where I show specific data science work parts that I'm automating with AI. You can watch it here. Now let's look into the last role, which is data engineering. Yes, data engineering has gotten so much hype over the years. I actually started my career as a data engineer back in 2014. Then I became a data engineer too, and then I decided to like switch to the data scientist role. Story for another video. I can share more and talk about like why I left data engineering. But from 2014 to now, data engineering has actually picked up quite a bit. It's like one of the most high demand and most hyped roles right now. And surprisingly, there's like still not a lot of college degrees that are targeting it. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent, but let's actually talk about what does a data engineer do. Data engineers build data pipelines, design architecture, and they manage infrastructure and ensure reliability. Basically, when I worked as a data engineer, I was building these data pipelines to support a lot of the marketing teams to understand what is the ROI of each channel where they're doing their marketing. For example, to understand where a customer is coming from, like the clickstream level data, then that's get fed into like high level tables. Then as a data engineer, I was basically supporting those businesses by building pipelines that answer specific use cases. So that's more of like a simple definition. But if you work in data science and data engineering, you actually already know it. Data engineers do create foundation that supports analytics and modeling like how I explained. Now, with respect to automation exposure, yes, AI can assist with generating pipeline code and debugging scripts, but that support typically remains at the code level, which means that the role holds strengths because AI does not design scalable architecture for complex systems. As a power user, you would know that system design is something AI is not able to do today, and it will take a long time before it gets there, if it ever gets there. AI does not balance performance cost and reliability across large environments. And also, AI does not take responsibility for outages or compliance risk. Yes, you still have to get on call to fix your broken pipeline. AI won't do that. So most data engineers operate at a system level. They manage complexity and long-term system architecture. That means that data engineers have the lowest exposure among the three roles. Yes, among the three roles. We're not talking about overall tech. Among the three roles that I mentioned in this video. This also means that the more LLM usage increases, the more pipelines will be needed, which means the demand for data engineers go up. As AI usage continues to increase, more people use LLM. That means like there is more data that exists and more data that needs to be like organized and structured, and that's where data engineers come in. But the question is, can a software engineer also do that, what data engineers are doing today? Topic for a completely different video. Let me know your thoughts in comments. So what does this mean for you and which role you should pick? I'm gonna answer it in two different ways. Number one, if you are a student entering in the field, choose data analyst if you want a faster entry point and willing to build strategic depth over time. Choose data scientist if you want to work directly with machine learning and are comfortable with ambiguity. Choose data engineering if you want strong technical depth and long-term long-term infrastructure ownership, and if you like to build things. Now, if you're pivoting careers, this is what I would recommend. From business or operations, data analyst is often the most accessible. From software engineering, data engineering is a natural transition. And from mathematics, research, or economics, data scientist aligns well with your background. Remember that job titles alone do not determine the resilience to AI. It's the depth of thinking and the ownership that you get to have. Lastly, when you're choosing between these roles, remember that the most important is your interest in the field and the financial ROI, which is a topic for another video. Let me know if you want me to deep dive on any of these. Do you agree with this analysis? Which role in data science has the most exposure to AI? I would love to know your thoughts and comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.